This isn't normal gossip. This is movie-level corporate insanity. A boss using the company like a dating menu, female employees treated as disposable, HR crying in the bathroom, and a bizarre pattern no one noticed for months. Once the truth starts coming out, everything collapses. Stay until the end, because it only gets worse.
Insanity. Okay, my friend just shared with me what might be the craziest story I've ever heard, and it's literally just too good not to share with the internet. So let's use a pseudonym and call my friend Susie. Susie has been working downtown Toronto for the last 6 months at this really cool startup, and she's absolutely been loving it. About 6 months ago when she started, she called me and was like, oh my God, Nicolette, my boss is like so cute. He's like this young, charismatic guy. And I was like, okay, Susie, like, I don't know if I would do that. Maybe admire from afar, but like, whatever, live your life. Inevitably, now 6 months later, let's call him, this is her boss, let's call him Andrew. Susie and Andrew are running off into the sunset. They're living their best life. They're doing trips to Miami, New York. So they're like fully a thing. Yesterday, Susie gets called into HR and she calls me and like, oh my God, Nicolette, they know. I'm like, they don't know. There's literally no way they know. He wouldn't let it happen. They don't know. It could be anything. Don't worry about it. Just go. So she goes to this meeting and the HR person is like, Susie, have a seat. Thanks so much for coming. We absolutely love your energy. We love what you're bringing to the team. The only thing is your performance just isn't quite where it needs to be. We would have expected it to be in 6 months. And she's like, what the fuck? So, for context, Andrew is the only one, it's her direct report. There's no other person that would be judging her performance. So she's like, Andrew told HR to pull me into a meeting to say that like, there's no way that my boyfriend's just done this to me. Like, worst Valentine's Day present ever. Like, what the hell? So she leaves the meeting and is a bit like, hey, I'm so confused. She's sitting at her desk. So she's like, okay, I'm gonna like confide in my colleague who started like around the same time as her, like another girl. I'm gonna like talk to her about it. So they go out for sushi and she's sitting there. Let's call her Melissa. And she's like, Melissa, the craziest thing just happened. I'm gonna tell you because whatever, I trust you. But like I've been sleeping with Andrew for like 6 months now. We're fully a thing. We're a couple. Like, and he just like had HR pull me in to say my performance is bad. Like, don't you think that's kind of like weird? And Melissa's like, what do you mean? And she's like, yeah, like I just came from the HR office. And she's like, no. What do you mean you're sleeping with Andrew? And she's like, oh, yeah, I know, but like, it's not like we're actually like a thing. Like it's not. And Melissa's like, no. What do you mean you're sleeping with Andrew? Because I'm sleeping with Andrew. And I've been sleeping with Andrew for the last 6 months. My friend's like, what? And then Melissa goes, yeah, you know, when I went to Miami last weekend, I was with Andrew. I went to Andrew's house in Miami. And then Melissa goes, and then wait, what happened with HR? I just got an invite in my inbox before we came to sushi for a meeting this afternoon with HR, and I'm freaking out. So they're like, okay, whoa. Go to the meeting, see what happens, and then we can see if this is like actually what we think it is. Of course, Melissa goes off to the meeting, sits down. The HR girl goes, thank you so much. We absolutely love your energy. We love everything that you bring to this office. But unfortunately, your performance just isn't quite there. So we're going to put you on exactly like the conversation with Susie. We're going to put you on a performance review plan for the next 30 days. And if you don't hit these metrics, then you're out. This guy is fully hiring girls, sleeping with them for 6 months, and then putting them on, when he gets bored, putting them on performance review plans and firing them. So then I'm like, okay, this is insane. And I'm like, send me a picture of Melissa. She shows me a picture of this Melissa girl. I don't know how these two girls didn't put it together. They look identical. No word of a lie. Susie and Melissa could be twins. They're 5'10", super blonde, blue eyes. They look like Swedish supermodels. I'm like, we need to go back into the system, look at who has had this job that both of you have In the past, if I was a betting man, I would say they look identical to the both of you. So, what do the girls do? They go back into the system. They see who these girls were. They pull up 6 girls that look identical. Carbon copy 6 girls. That, what do you know it? One was there for 4 months. One was there for 5 months. One was there for 7 months. What? This guy has been working at this company for like 4 years now. I swear to God, this guy has been recycling girls, sleeping with them all at the same time, and then firing them when he gets bored. They're like, we got to do something. So that's where we're at now. Come back for part 2 on what the new game plan is. Insanity.
This starts wrong in the most basic way possible. Mixing work and relationships, especially with your direct boss, is asking for trouble. Bad judgment on both sides. As a leader, he had the responsibility to keep boundaries, set an example, and separate personal life from work. She's an adult and chose to get involved thinking there would be no consequences. Then reality hits. There's no such thing as, my boyfriend is my boss and he'll protect me. A company isn't a motel or a fairy tale. The result? A toxic environment, favoritism, declining performance, and emotional chaos. Everyone lost because there was no character or responsibility from the start.
Susie and Melissa, now it's clear as day. Their boss is sleeping with the both of them and has put them on a performance review plan, is about to fire them both. And this has clearly happened with another 6 girls that look identical to the both of them. So they're like, okay, it's takedown time. We're going to go back into the system and we're going to contact all those girls. We're going to find a way and we're going to get together and we're going to figure out a way to take them down. So they go on LinkedIn, they go on Instagram, they contact these 6 girls. We're going to call them the Swedish supermodel pack, because that's pretty much what they are. And so the Swedish supermodel pack are all so in. These girls are iconic. The girls are like, hey, I work at X company and this is happening to me right now. Like, has this happened to you in the past? And the girls are like, yeah, that is exactly what happened to me. So they're like, hop on this Zoom call with all the other girls and then me and my friend who are currently experiencing this at the company, and let's like get to the bottom of this. Are you down? And all the girls are like 100% so down. So they get on this Zoom link and the girls are like hashing out all their different stories about Andrew, about timelines. Everything is literally identical. This whole thing goes back like at least a year and a half. And one of the girls is so funny. She even goes, yeah, I was in Miami with Andrew once upon a time. And like, I spend a lot of time in Miami. A few months later, I like bumped into him in a coffee shop and he was with a girl. And I remember thinking like, that girl is like similar vibes to me. And then literally one of the girls on the call goes, that was me. Anyways, they are doing that right now. They are putting all their information together and they're in the middle of like hiring a lawyer to serve this guy. But Melissa and Susie are like, okay, no whistleblowers, guys. Like we need to shut up because we don't want Andrew doing any like damage control while this happens. So Susie and Melissa are actually like, hey, whatever, let's just continue. We're going to go to work and act like nothing's wrong. We're both going to keep dating Andrew. It's going to be totally fine. Andrew fully invites Susie, which Melissa was a bit like, hey, but fully invites Susie to Miami in a few weeks. And Susie's like, yeah, we'll see. I don't know. I might be busy. They're just plugging along, acting like nothing's wrong. They get another invite into HR. So she's like, oh my God. And she says to Melissa, like, I have a call from 3 to 4 today. And then Melissa's like, I have a call from 4 to 5. And they're like, oh my God, someone from the Swedish supermodel pack has like spoken to Andrew. Like, guys, what the hell? And so they're a bit like, hey, not chill, girls, not chill. And they have no time to discuss between meetings. They're back to back. So Susie goes into the meeting and HR lady is there. And she's like, hi, Susie. Nice to see you. Sit down. So Susie sits down and she's like, and there's another guy in the room. There's a guy who's like a tech guy. It's like an IT guy that works at the company. He's sitting there in the room beside HR lady. And HR lady's like, yeah, so we do this like a few times a year. We do these security checks to like make sure that all of our data is like in the right place and blah, blah, blah. And it looks like your laptop was pinged from the US. You know, in your contract, you're not supposed to do that. Can you like explain this? And Susie's like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I went a few times like to the US. I went to Miami and then I went to New York, but like it was like a Thursday thing. I went on the Thursday night, worked the Friday, and then came back on Sunday. I really didn't think it was that big of a deal. And the HR girl's like, well, it kind of is a big deal. And like, it puts our clients at risk. So can you tell me where, like, we need to know how many times this happened, where you were. And she's like, yeah, I was in Miami like 2 months ago. And then I was in New York like once. And that's it. I think I went to Miami like one other time, but like, it really wasn't that big of a deal. She's like, okay, fine. Thank you. Please don't do that again. She leaves. Then Melissa comes in and same thing. She's like, Melissa, I see that your laptop was pinged in the US. You're really not supposed to do that. And Melissa, same thing. She's like, oh, okay, well, I was in New York here. I was in Miami here. I can tell you there's like nothing crazy that went on. I wasn't sharing client information. Anyways, I'm hearing this story and I'm like, Susie, that's weird. Like that, I've done the like, okay, you go somewhere and you work, whatever. And if it does get pinged, they're like, hey, where are you? Okay, that's not chill. You're not supposed to do that. But it's like a slap on the wrist. It's not like okay, well, tell us exactly where you were for the last 4 months. Like, that's weird. So I'm like, Susie, you tell me right now, what color hair does that HR lady have? And she's like, Nicolette, no, it is like so not the vibe. I'm like, Susie, what color hair does she have? She's like, hey, she's like dirty blonde, yes. But like, there's no way. I'm like, Susie, I'm not convinced anymore. I am just, no. Sorry, not buying it. So she's like, no. A few hours later, her and Melissa are like legit best friends now. Susie and Melissa are in the bathroom and they're going for drinks because they're going for drinks all the time and they're best friends. And they're just doing their makeup in the bathroom, fine. And they like hear someone in a stall. They don't know who it is, but it's someone like in there for a long time. And they're like, and like you can hear them, like this person's crying. And they're like, what the hell? Like, that's super weird. Maybe it's like, that's just super weird. They're there for like 15 minutes in the bathroom doing their makeup, whatever. And then they leave and like nobody comes out for the full 15 minutes. Then they're standing by their desk, kind of just gathering their stuff. Guess who walks out of the bathroom and down the hall? HR lady comes out of the bathroom bawling her eyes out. Do we know what that means? HR lady, if I had to guess, 1000% is sleeping with Andrew or is Andrew's girlfriend. It's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. But like, what is going on? I'm going to go ahead and say Andrew's girlfriend or another lover, I'm not sure, HR lady, had the girls come in because she had a hunch. She wanted to match up if Andrew was in the same place, which he obviously lied to her about. So when he was in Miami for work or whatever, literally took the girls' schedules, had them in the meeting, tell her, yes, I was in Miami at this time. Oh, I was in, and used the tech guy and this whole facade of your laptop pinged and we need you all so that she could put the pieces in the back end to go, okay. Because she clearly had a hunch. I'm mortified for this girl first. I'm mortified for everyone in the story. Obviously not Andrew. But, and we haven't even got to the Swedish supermodel pack coming in yet to, like, the lawyer hasn't even served him yet. Like, oh my God. In the next few days, we'll find out what happens with the lawyer.
Here's where it gets even uglier. The guy clearly used his position of power to build a corporate harem, treating people like disposable objects. That's childish behavior, not manhood. Real leadership protects the team. It doesn't manipulate it. What's also shocking is how no one questioned why all the chosen ones had the same look and followed the same script. That wasn't coincidence. It was a pattern. And once the house of cards started falling, the response turned into collective revenge, not reflection. Lawsuits, lawyers, exposure, all predictable. When relationships are built on ego and self-interest, this is usually how they end. Conflict, not justice.
Guys, this is not a drill. I have the update. So, holy shit. We left off. Susie and Melissa were in the bathroom doing their makeup, and they heard their HR lady in the bathroom like bawling their eyes out. So they were like, what the hell? What is going on? So they're going out to drinks. They carry on and they have a group chat with this Swedish supermodel pack. And they're like, hey, we need to tell the girls what is happening. They text in the group chat and they're like, guys, this is insane. We just saw this girl coming out of the bathroom, bawling her eyes out. Like, what the hell? Why would she care so much about this? This is weird. So they're telling the group and everyone's like, what the hell? That's insane. Then one of the girls is like, oh my God, no. That's his cousin. When I was working there, I came into Andrew's office and they were in each other's arms and she was bawling her eyes out. And I was a bit like, oh, sorry, I didn't mean to come in. But I was also like, what the hell? So I left. And then Andrew and I met up later and he was like, oh no, like, that's my cousin. That's my cousin. And her dog is being put through this like crazy surgery and she's bawling her eyes out about it. Like, she's so upset. I didn't tell anyone at the company that it's my cousin because I don't want people to think nepotism. And so don't tell anybody. But yeah, she's my cousin and she's got this dog that's going through this horrible surgery. So just keep it like on the DL. And she's like, oh my God, that's awful. Like, okay. So in this group chat, she's like, guys, it's the cousin. Like, so we're like, no, I don't think this is his cousin. I'm pretty sure that's a lie. And I'm pretty sure it's his girlfriend. So we're like, okay, we need to figure out if this is his girlfriend. And also, if Andrew told her that, oh, her dog is going through the surgery, is this her dog? Or is this their dog together? So anyways, that's where we're at. New plan. On Monday, this is all unraveled in the last like 24 hours. On Monday, Susie's gonna follow Andrew out of the office. And Melissa's gonna follow HR lady. And we're gonna get to the bottom if this is actually a couple. And we haven't even got into the fact that Swedish supermodel pack and Susie and Melissa are full on chatting with the lawyer now. It's happening. They are putting their evidence together. They are going to sue Andrew. But now we don't know if maybe we're going to have to let HR lady know that she's in on this and she's going to have to come join Swedish supermodel pack. And so we're going to have to, if what we think is true, which is that this is Andrew's girlfriend and Andrew has a dog with this woman and it is not his cousin, that she's going to have to get in on the action. And we haven't even got there yet. Insane.
The final part shows total chaos when no one tells the truth. Lies stacked on lies. She's my cousin. Her dog is sick. Don't tell anyone. A man who needs constant lies to maintain multiple secret lives lost control a long time ago. Worse than that, everyone becomes a pawn in a dirty game. Work turns into surveillance, relationships turn into investigations, and the office becomes a circus. This isn't empowerment or cleverness. It's a lack of basic values. Respect, responsibility, and boundaries would have prevented all of this. In the end, all that's left is trauma, lawsuits, and ruined reputations. Freedom without discipline always comes with a heavy price.